Searching for this, taps into it, like even when we're not trying. Every time I'm searching for this.
Gotta go to low, gotta go to low. What you really do? I got all the stuff. Come right out the boat, come right out the boat. Come right out the boat, come right out the boat. This year you already know. I feel like I've been the GOAT. I know I can hold my own. I know I can hold my own. All I know that crime pay. I'ma get it one day. I'm cruising down the highway. All I know that crime pay. Getting money fast. I'm cruising down the highway. I'ma get it one day. Yeah, they talking, but they never lived it. I've been gunning for them 7 digits. Came back with a better vision. I ain't never switching. I'ma get this chicken. Crime pays, that's my way. Try to tell them, but they never listen. Fuck the ops, fuck the cops. I'ma make a millions when a Merry Christmas. I've been on it since Dipset. Now they wanna get their lips wet. All these bitches used to try to swear me, now I'm flexing on them with this pimp set. All I know that crime pays. I'ma get it one day. I'm cruising down the highway. All I know that crime pays. Getting money 5 ways. I'm cruising down the highway. I'ma get it one day. All I know that crime pays. I'ma get it one day. I'm cruising down the highway. All I know that crime pays. Getting money 5 ways. I'm cruising down the highway. I'ma get it one day. If I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take. If I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take. I can't sleep, these nightmares are real. Gotta keep both hands on the wheel.
Searching for this, taps into it, like even when we're not trying. Every time a song plays, I notice my actions, everything is connected to the song. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa. What are you talking to me? Look at them friends in the jeans. I got no time for a tease. Money is all that I breathe. I got my tricks on my sleeve. My bitch a bit of a freak. Yo, I just came out of the womb. Need to be speaking my truth. You never stepped in my shoes. Yo, I'm pulling up in a few. Niggas don't know what to do. I'm taking all of the loot. Whoa, I got my fam from the bay. We can be sipping all day. I got their blood in my veins. Yo, I got more gold on my chain. Nigga, I'm going insane. I'm taking all of the hate. I disappear like a ghost. I keep my ducks in a row. I keep that bitch on her toes. Whoa, when you step into my zone, give me a hit on my phone. I get it over the low. Yo, pull up on your block, roll up please, yo. Chilling with the homies makes it easier. I can sip on 40s, I can sip on this all night. I can sip on 40s, I can sip on this all night. Pull up on your block, roll up easier. Chilling with the homies makes it easier. I can sip on 40s, I can sip on this all night. Hey, I can sip on 40s, I can sip on this all night. All night. Yeah, whoa, yeah, what are you talking to me? Look at the price on the jeans. I got no time for a tease. Money is all that I breathe. I got my tricks in my sleeve. My bitch a bit of a freak. I just came out of the womb. Need to be sticking my food. Stepping my shoes. I'm pulling up in a few. Niggas don't know what to do. I'm taking all of the loot.
Niggas don't know what to do.
They trying to throw a gun on me. It's only allegations. If it was mine, it was in case they tried to run on me. 3 to 5 is what they asking, but I won't fight the play. Got a little daughter to raise, so man, I couldn't top that Glock. You were
Welcome to Environment Canada's Weather Service. Bienvenue au service météorologique d'Environnement Canada. For service for the city of Toronto, for the forecast for the next 7 days, press 1. The Environment Canada forecast issued at 11 a.m. Tuesday, March 3rd for today and Wednesday. City of Toronto, for today, periods of rain or drizzle. High +5, UV index 1, or low for tonight. Periods of rain or drizzle ending early this evening, then mainly cloudy with 40% chance of flurries. Wind becoming west 30 kilometers per hour, gusting to 50 after midnight. Low +1. For Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud. Wind west 20 kilometers per hour, gusting to 40. High +5, UV index 3 or moderate. Extended forecast, Wednesday night, clear. Low -4. For Thursday,
visions, you can see the red in my eyes like the red light underneath the black 45. How you got it done, but you ain't walking with it. It's like a pit bull locked in a cage. Truth through flesh when it bark active bite. Flee the scene low key, quiet storm playing on the getaway. Roll a blunt to calm my nerves. Adrenaline still rushing through my veins. It was either me or him, so for that I couldn't complain. Simple message for you little niggas, better stay out the way. Test my arms, then I bear arms. It's only right. I do you niggas like they did King, cause of hell that the red light. You try to reach, then I'll leave it with the Mac. Broad day shooters, you know about it. In the West End, everybody heard about it. On that Master P, all my niggas bout it. And your flame lit, niggas coming through the alley. Yellow tape on your strip, hella shells on the floor. That's how my niggas do it when it's time for the war. That's how my niggas do it when it's time for the war, nigga. 7-1-TG, nigga. Fifth for the motherfucking grind, nigga. It's Locks World all day, nigga.
Locks World. It's got a new G-Lock chain, it's on the crime phase. machine with bitch ass down.
Jesus, you can't spell ball without the AR. Vote me for mayor. Taking helicopters down with a little laser. Hand in Canada, I'm holding bigger than fucking mega. Yaga, the liquor, but the shots will make you stagger. For my little brother, it's like he loves my partners. Real body, boy, brown baby, y'all bosses. With this empire, it's nothing like Russia. These are enemy lines, nobody can cross. 100 seconds for rappers and in a battle with blood like a strip of tits. 4 clicks like a bitch's wig stiction. Murder gang sick shit. Got me reading the words as my victim lipsticks. Kitchen sink murders. Niggas know I'm running through the streets of beef. Like the hamburger with the burner. No food serving. Yeah, still M3G reppin' murder. Sitting in the vehicle. Plotting on people. Taking your proud possession like a reaper. Kneeling with the hammer. Call it Tim Tebow. Holding on the hammer. Call it Home Depot. Everything I'm doing is illegal. Everything I'm doing is illegal. Kneeling with the hammer. Call it Tim Tebow. Holding on the hammer. Call it Home Depot. I'm at the bar ordering a Heineken. Waiting for the scene to fall back. I was timing him. Fronting him a double set up. Check me run 9 and 10. MGK at 1 point. Nigga, we some wild men. About to get alive again. Rifles like the Irishman. Used to call me Ben Trent. But Charlie was a rider man. Nigga try to end me for the money. Call a fireman. I put my fucking flamer. Go ahead and try it then. By all means, do you. I'm creeping through the field shop for Zulu. Cruising in the Subaru. Murder gang crew, punch dogs and get from bobos. You lose. Tell you what kind of like 2 shoes. Listen, Junior receives to the highest shooters to whack you. Right now, I'd rather smack you. Don't even attempt, I won't gap you. Really, I don't have to. Slap the kid so hard, I put a wonder, call him Matthew. Subliminal. Murder gang squad in effect. I set it up to win no box. You about to follow my dialect. My number, you ain't dial yet. That judge ain't fired. By the end of this track, a motherfucker buying it. That bitch holds gauges and a couple 45s in it. Catch a couple cases, but I'll beat him if I'm hiding it. In the L spot, nigga, known for the kill shot. Cause I'm the nigga that shot Jack and chill out the hilltop. Too. Real Red Rider Hood was Rider Hood. The song blew her up now. She ain't riding through the hood. And Woody Woodpecker was a fat, while Batman got chest and panties up for his pants. Spidey was a swinger. Wolverine is a nigga that's obvious, so they ain't gotta mention that spinner. Well, I master cheddar in my mouth, my death roll blast for cheddar. Trying to look at is better. Yeah, I'm sitting in the vehicle, plotting on people, taking your proud possession like a reaper. Kneeling with the hammer, call it Tim Tebow. Holding on the hammer, call it Home Depot. Everything I'm doing is illegal. Everything I'm doing is illegal. Kneeling with the hammer, call it Tim Tebow. Holding on the hammer, call it Home Depot.
You drill. What are you drilling? The whole building is concrete, Brendan. What the fuck are you drilling? I have a drill. You want to use it for nothing? Because the fucking walls are concrete. I'm gonna put a fucking tap con in to hang up my fucking cardboard poster. That makes a lot of sense.
Flies niggas since kindergarten, liars. Shoot stupid kicks, been retarded. And I make the coat black when I'm in the market. I make the price drop like I'm in the Target. I'm like a holy prophet trying to make a profit. Rough Rider, legendary prospect. I ain't where I'm yet. Shut out my gunman, friend, yo. 10-4-5s in my extender. 2 extra clips for the extra shit. And each whole 7, you getting blessed with it. Yeah, I got so much beef, my ex was stressed with it. Why? It was eye for an eye. Old Testament word. The bottom of wells, my heart dwells. Treating these waters like shark tails. My homie got lashed, was on bail. I had waved the shit. Got tobacco with full bail. The rats used to see me on range and go tell. Catch him at court, stopping with Jordans like Montel. Swear to God, I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma skip the pico. Every day day I pray for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pray for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pray for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pray for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pray for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pray for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pray for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pray for new AKs. Look, the hottest kid in the kitchen, I've been nice. Thoughts of you double crossing me, think twice. Gold chains, gold in my mouth, case full of ammunition. Cocaine on my nosebleed, that's a Kathy Griffin. Bullets light up the night sky and they blame me, boy. Magnums in the back of the whip, they call me baby boy. My ATL sending your section 80, boy. The fuck do you think the mafia pay me for? Young, rich, and handsome, bullets like an anthem. When they started singing, everybody put their hands up. Ain't nobody been doing the shit that I do. Dark boy, how many hoes can I fit inside you? Scratched up with lines around them like the kids of vinyl. Put up with them, I can find them like this shit's a drive-thru. Angels will find you, but I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma scrape the beakers. Yeah. Every day I pray for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pray for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pray for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pray for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pray for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pray for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pray for new AKs. Like Pablo. Every day I pray for new AKs.
When you get that little, when you get this nice one here, and that little separate piece, you know they're weighing it right to the point. This isn't the first one they put on. They put a bigger one and a smaller one, and they settled on this one in the middle to make it weigh right to the center.
Straight out of Blitzburg, nigga. We can't say it coming. I'm a baby. Yeah. Hey, cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip. We all trying to score. Better get low, cause we flip cars. Ride behind the tent. We seen it from far. Cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip. We all trying to score. Better get low, cause these hit hard. Strap behind the tent. We seen it from far. I ain't gotta slide out the raffle real quick, I'ma hop out the whip. Cruise down street on free AR-15, got 50 in the clip. Can't run from this, ain't no kicking and shoot through bricks. Pull off the glass, tell donkey shit. Glock full fat with the rubber ground. Real creeps don't leave no clues. Don't late night quick cruise.
She keeps going missing.
The dick gives stiff don't move.
Fucking shit going missing. I'm the only one in here. That's how small the fucking place is. I can visually check everything without moving, and shit is going missing. That's not cool.
Ride behind the tent. We seen it from far. Cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip. We all trying to score. Then get low, cause these hit hard. Strap out of 10. We seen it from far. No trap bags when I come through. Them niggas know how bees do. All they heard was some loud shots when the cops came, get no clues. I put in work with that Smith & Wesson. I put in work with that chop too. AK like Bruce Lee, got kicked back, no kung fu. A young nigga with a lot of cash, I fuck this bitch and passed her to the class. He mad, he has a pound, so we cannot decide. No conversation in my Jason mask. Hey, cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip. We all trying to score. Better get low, cause we flip cars. Ride behind the tent. We seen it from far. Cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip. We all trying to score. Better get low, cause these hit hard. Strap behind the tent. We seen it from far.
Watching these bricks, cruising my shit, I feel like the shit. Money ain't shit, the bitch ain't shit. I'm trying to get rich. Shooting
ARs, ain't shooting out of cars, my power not a blitz. Me and bro don't mix, a brick for the kicks, ain't selling no nicks. I'ma feed my thoughts to the arms I got. Spin these bands, let them all in the line. Get it for the low, we try get a lot. Young boss, nigga, just holding that top. Feeling like crazy, I'm gonna see real. Ain't takes, never talk, kept it real. Sitting there, try to get a couple meals. How hit the trap, might taking no pills.
Cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip, we all trying to score. Better get low, cause we flip cars. Ride behind the tent, we seen it from far. Cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip, we all trying to score. Better get low, cause these hit hard. Strap behind the tent, we seen it from far. Court flip, no sandal, trying to hit this mandal. Vandal come through 4 niggas like Rambo. AR the commando, hop up with the mop, up slide off the bando. I spot me camo, XD don't stand up. Shots flip through his flando, then it's back to the bando. Pull up on the floor, though, picked up like 6'4". Slap through, that's a quick score. Hit his thing, that's a kick door. He ain't gay, he ain't get hang. Pill through, he ain't like that. He ain't really trash right back. Think a bitch for a night cap, pair of shit for a right back. No cup, give it right back. Right back down the street, strapped in the whip, we all trying to score. Better get low, cause we flip cars. Ride behind the tent, we seen him from far. Cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip, we all trying to score. Better get low, cause these hit hard. Strapped behind the tent, we seen him from far.
Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a dead girl. Yeah, cock it back and let it rip and move your first. Yeah, in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah, back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a dead girl. Yeah, cock it back and let it rip and move your first. Yeah, in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah, all these fake niggas holler when I'm up. No, when I start in my help, I don't give a fuck. Call me on, pick it up, stomach like it's been rough. Niggas think I won't shoot now, bitch, call my bluff. I'm chopping, I'm getting real hot. Then it's strapped for the clean squirt like a mop. Extended clip with the huddles, that's on my Glock. It's outside, read apart, that's where I rock. Outside, that's where I rock. Extended clip, hang the Glock. Dirty strap, cleans like a mop. Hey. Somebody else with the lava. Hey. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like I didn't go. Shell, cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first. Yeah, in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like I didn't go. Shell, cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first. Yeah. In the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah. One day, nigga, gon' be rich from my dog. I'm the middle, get her in a big crib. I don't check my fucking house, do I never fucking cap chasing that head, nigga. I'ma do a couple laps. Stacking, I'm hitting like
Everybody wanna leave the hood.
like really hot. City last week, nigga, see you get stopped. Why the fuck you acting like you ready on the block? You ain't on the block, he be talking to the cops, trying to get me knocked in. Kicking the door, looking for a gun. Lame ass niggas, you already bums. Go to bed hungry, nigga, are you fucking dumb? Chase that nigga down the block, I made a fucking run. Always been about the shit since I was really young. Kicking doors, stopping niggas just for the fun. Southside, with your flag back on the day when a nigga had his burner. All these niggas, I can look at them. I can let it be a first. Niggas want to learn. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner. All these niggas, I can look at them. I can let it be a first. In the hood with my dog, niggas want to learn. Yeah.
The mediator that we would be willing to resume negotiations on Wednesday, March 4th, and to continue to bargain on Thursday and Friday if the discussions were productive, unquote. And again, that's the union that was expecting to stage that huge walkout on Thursday, and the secondary school teachers would have joined them down here in the massive rally. months apart. Meanwhile, the heated rhetoric over the whole teachers dispute continues to dominate here in the legislature.
And we're going to continue negotiating in good faith.
Well, Speaker, leadership means actually working with people even when you don't agree with them.
And the news conference with Education Minister Stephen Lecce set to begin in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned. We'll bring you exactly what he has to say as soon as he says it. Reporting live from...
Thank you, Brethren. That makes perfect logical fucking order there. That's a good idea. When he says it, then you tell us what he said.
All in Washington State, the National Health Service in England
But I was
declaring the
fucking
highest
high.
level of emergency. Meanwhile, here at home, Ontario now has 20 cases of COVID-19. Here's 680's Alex Bloomfield.
Of the 2 new cases, one person recently traveled to Egypt, another to Iran. Both are now in self-isolation in the GTA. There have now been 9 new Ontario cases since Sunday, but Health Minister Christine Elliott says the risk remains low.
We can escalate as we need to, but the system is working.
At the World Health Organization, the
Escalate. I know what that
on
is.
differentiating
This word
COVID-19 and
escalate is
seasonal
begun
flu.
being thrown at me over and over.
Have built up immunity to seasonal flu strains. COVID-19 is a new virus to which no one has immunity.
The global fatality rate of COVID-19 is now 3.4%.
Why you motherfuckers eating
Seasonal
bats?
flu usually less than 1. South Korea, Iran, Italy, all reporting hundreds more new cases than China today. I'm Alex Bloomfield.
They're cutting up the dead animals next to where the live animals sit. Don't eat those animals.
Like protects against toxic behavior and keep intolerance away from children. 680's Mama Crashy joins us with the latest on these anti-racism efforts.
Wearing what looks like white hazmat suits, 2 people are handing out hand sanitizer to people as they walk by. It's part of an anti-racism campaign headed up by the Chinese-Canadian National Council for Social Justice. Dr. Joseph Wong is the organization's co-founder.
We have talked to Canadians of Asian descent. Sometimes we encounter outright verbal abuse because of the coronavirus, and this is uncalled for.
As for everyday citizens, David says,
That's
just do as the
insane.
doctors say and follow basic hygiene. Do what you learn in the first 5 years of your life. Wash your hands, and when you blow your nose, make sure it's you're covered. And if you sneeze, cover yourself. I think at Phillips Square, I'm Momin Qureshi.
This portion of the news brought to you by your Toronto area Ford dealers. Happening now in North York, police are looking for a 9-year-old boy reported missing from Summit Heights Public School near Bathurst and Wilson. Police tell 680 News Anderson Joseph Black last seen around 10:45.
The Toronto District School Board is aware that they have a missing student. He's described as 4'5", blonde hair, average build with a fair complexion. He was last seen wearing an orange jacket, dark sweatpants, and running shoes.
The command post has been set up. If you're in the Bathurst and Wilson area,
Don't
police
give
are
a
asking you to keep an
fuck
eye
when
out
black
for
kids go missing. I don't give a fuck when white kids go
This is
missing. I
60
don't
News.
care
Officials
if
in
you hate me
Tennessee
for
now
saying it.
reporting at least 22
At least I
people
fucking
died
say what's
overnight
on
when
my mind.
tornadoes ripped
A bunch
through
of
the central
liars.
part of the state. President Donald Trump says his administration is ready to help.
We will get there, and we will recover, and we will rebuild, and we will help them. And,
I don't want nothing bad to happen to no kids, but I don't give a fuck because they don't ever run the story when it's a black kid, ever.
This is 680 News. Let's do some F-150 math. 6. The number of engines you can choose from. 3,270. That's how many pounds of payload F-150 can carry. 13,200. That's how many pounds
Man, that touched the nerve in me, eh? Every time a white girl gets hurt, the whole media flips out. They don't give a fuck what happens to anybody else. Oh, well, I guess that one's over. What I need is the 2020 version of this app on this box and the 2015 version of the app on this phone. And then, Jesus Christ. They're all supposed to be loud like that. They're not supposed to be turned down. I don't know why people do that.
Black bandana, black and green bandana, black bandana.
bandana, black and green bandana, black bandana, black and green bandana, black bandana, black and green bandana, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green. I'm that gang shit, I'm that we don't play shit. Let it spray shit, plus it ain't no case shit. Let it bang shit, let your colors hang shit. On that crazy shit, chopper spitting flame shit. Know you ain't shit, know you mad today, bitch. We done made it, off the block we skated. Massachusetts, made its way to New York State. Puzzle peace gang, we can take this whole country. One block at a time, bricks in halves, quarters, dimes. Flip it one more time, stacking paper, godless crime. That's our shit, get dealt with on the real quick. Extra clips, glass they filled up to the tip. Black bandana, black and green bandana.
Think about it.
Black bandana, black and green
As you fill it,
bandana.
it goes from the
Black
top to the bottom.
bandana, black and green
You fill to the bottom,
bandana.
not the top.
Black bandana, black and green
You empty it out.
bandana. Black bandana,
Empty it
black
to the top.
bandana, black and green. Black bandana,
Unless you're
black
upside down.
bandana, black and green. Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. Tony Montana, you ain't got your shit on us. Now throw children in the car because we get no fuck. Throw up your flag, throw up your signs and represent. Play with the crew, make KT guns slit your neck. We dangerous like Buster Bus in 97. We aiming bustin', you wanna stay way to heaven. I'm about to life, you get the fact I'm fucking white. I got that heart that's soft to cook that fucking white. In my kitchen, serving beats, feeding addiction. My money straight, just like I leave you fucking bitchin'. I wave from flags with black and green like LA Crips. But we ain't them, this puzzle piece gang here, bitch. Black bandana, black and green bandana. 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 Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. 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 Black bandana, black and green bandana. 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 Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. 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 Black bandana, black and green bandana. Black bandana, black and green bandana. Black bandana, black and green bandana.
Black and red bandana. Black and red bandana.
Yo, Jeezy, oh, nothing ain't gonna see your business. Yo. Look, been out on the grind for the minute, trying to get it out and been getting it. These niggas have been sweating it. Don't get off the bed, but when I phone a nigga begging it, I'm way ahead of it. I'll ride upon a nigga letting it all. When it comes to this rap shit, the fuck this, so is Jeezy low. Man, a greasy folk. I'm out for them notes, but I still keep it close. Case a man try provoke, that's 5 shots. Listen, if you know, then you know. I'm still on London Road, shotting hoes, flashing knives in me clothes. If it's not your beat, don't get involved. Don't be ride out and slap a nigga down, and no cases getting sold. Listen, I'm the shooter, you're the victim. I rode out with him and told police I wear with him. I gave me boys follow tips, slopes to the loot. I said that's for that dude. The next day, when it clipped him. I'm back on it, make this couple shotty. Said I don't want it, I've got nowhere to put it. Plus it's out of bullets and I hate them shotguns. Cause when it's beef, I've never got nowhere to stuff it. I'm riding out with handings with bullets that expand. If a hitman by the barbers, he go land by pound. Land down the bus, so don't act like you found man. Pay bills for the buzz if you want that brown time. Listen, I'm trying to stay low off the radar from Pope because I know they want me so. Still trying to find me from crimes that I did years ago, but I don't even give a fuck. I got fined once, they hit me with some threats, talking about they'll take the shit if I didn't pay the debts. You got a cheat, little fucking confidence. Tell him Jeezy, straight Liverpool to Toronto, you know what it is?
Show these niggas how we rap on my side. Yo, I'm like, bang, bang, shots fly, body found in the park again. So flew like an angel with the darkest sins. You can't fly with the carpet wings. So I had to watch him sink like agnostic shit. It's like I built this on my own, no partnership. I did it solo, nigga, this my nigga, so I shot it up solo. First time I take it, the clip spilled for the fofo. Yo, everything gets strong. And I'm like, word to my mother, this pop kills. And if I don't have it, then I know that this night will. See where I'm from? Man, know that the toolie got slipper for a man, turn your liver to a polar blood. It's that real. Gas pill, but the gas will. And the thing gets stashed in the backfield. And I'm like, niggas been snaking and all that. You know I'm a boss, I took a break, but I'm taking it all back. Handles done smooth, pop short, cause I saw that. Guns with suppressors like I'm ready for combat. Yo, K-Star, tell these fuck niggas beyond that. It's one phone call, 7 niggas in all black. We ready, nigga. Hot back and blow deadly, nigga. Stays in my hand, can't talk it, it's too heavy, nigga. Yeah, hot back and blow deadly, nigga. Stays in my hand, can't talk it, it's too heavy, nigga.
Nothing on my wrist, nothing on my neck, nothing on my fist, it's all on my check. Don't you get the gist? I got the confidence, don't need a brand on my chest. Hey, I know what my value is. Hey, wealthy people don't need jewelry. Hey, look at 21 Savage and Bill Gates. Hey, rap industry got a complex. I turned reality into a lucid dream. I turned a lucid dream into whipped cream. Cash rules, nothing around me. I only use it for paper planes, actually. I'm the opposite of Microsoft, I'm big and hard. Let that resonate, maybe a little more. I got that lyricism sprinkled with a lot of flow. I made my sauce authentic on a chopping board. Baby, it's spicy, be careful. Don't shake the bottle too much, be gentle. It's kinda high on the Scoville level. Don't burn your tongue, don't get it in your eyes too. I turned reality into a lucid dream. I turned a lucid plane. Your snack, same way you cut that crack. Then you would've looked fat as a Cadillac. Baby, looking like a snack. I can see you did them squats on the squat rack. I don't need a beat, I don't really need a track. You can be my producer with your booty clap. I turned reality into a lucid dream. I turned a lucid dream into whipped cream. Cash rules, nothing around me. I only use it for paper planes, actually. Baby, keep your pants on, zip tight, locked off. This is not the time for you to rack it up. We be in court, the judge is getting cross. You robbed the bank, baby, you took your mask off. You took 100K and left it at my front door. Thought it was funny, nice joke. Cause you know I bail you out no matter what the cost. I need that flavor, baby, shit, cause I got the sauce. Cause I got the sauce. I said it cause I got the sauce. Shit, cause I got the sauce.
You gotta get the sauce.
I know there's music. I know there is.
John Gotti, CTM Music Group, baby. Woo! Pow! Yeah, we're trying to get the paper, I'm just trying to get rich. We do it for the big face, dead presidents. I got a Lamborghini dreams, still got Mercedes tips. And yes, I'm a boss, but I'm looking for a lick. You gotta get it how you live when life is like this. And yes, I need 36, a whole fucking brick. Rolling through the city, got my Louis Lowe's on. And I told these motherfuckers, yeah, I get my smoke on. Cheech, Chong, bust out the bomb. Smoking all day, flipping bricks by the yard. And you can try to do it, don't quit your day job. The 6 feet jump will make the times real hard. That's why I got all these tattooed scars. Chilling in the city bars, rolling in the fancy cars. Smoking out the superstar. Yeah, I look like a model. B-I-O-R. Money in the rubber band, stack it till your cap mark. Yeah, I got the trade palace, got a real loud bar. I do my dirt in the dirt, fucking do it broad day. I got so many toys, AKs, SKs, long range, short range, red state, no brain. Feeling like any motherfucking crime pays. Yeah, we're trying to get the paper, I'm just trying to get rich. We do it for the big face, dead presidents. I got Lamborghini dreams, still got Mercedes tips. And yes, I'm a boss, but I'm looking for a lick. You gotta get it how you live when life is like this. And yes, I need 36, a whole fucking brick.
Kilometers and through Hamilton and Pearson. So yes, it's misty, reduced visibility still out there, and you heard from Kerry, especially out through Stouffville in some spots, but there are no more fog advisories. Slow down with the driving, especially with the rain, which is heavy at times. That heavier rain with snow for us will last for another 1 to 2 hours, then get lighter before it tapers off this evening. Overnight, we mix in wet flurries as we drop to a low of 1 degree, and we'll have on and off wet flurries tomorrow with a gusty west wind and a high of 4. We're back to sun on Thursday and 5 degrees, but by Friday, you might have to break out the shovels again for a few centimeters of slushy, wet snow. Very windy conditions and a high of 3 degrees. Tonight, we're down to a low of 1 degree. It is currently 3 degrees at Pearson.
With breaking news from Queen's Park, the education minister speaking right now. It appears the Ford government is making some concessions in an effort to settle the classroom labor dispute. Stephen Lecce says his government is prepared to see class sizes revert to 23, and students will be able to opt out of e-learning classes. We'll hear from the minister straight ahead. This is 680 News.
Son, in my day, we couldn't roll up the rim on an ad. There was one way only.
Okay, what are you trying to
I couldn't tell you how many kids were in half the classes I was in. I couldn't tell you. We never had this problem. Except for 1 year I was in a portable.
Other prizes of 40,000 air miles, reward miles, and more. Plus more draws of $100,000. No purchase necessary and vehicle center. For full contact details, go to QForties.com.
The 680 News Extreme Weather Center.
The latest forecast, delays on your commute, and whether schools are open or closed.
Anytime a storm hits the GTA, the 680 News Extreme Weather Center is activated.
Brought to you by Subaru, confidence in motion, and Air Transat, vacation is calling.
Exclusively on 680 News at 680news.com. This portion of the news brought to you by Georgian Renovations in 60 seconds. Another volatile day in the markets. This is 680 News.
Imagine a home renovation without all the stress, cost,
cost and uncertainty. That's why Georgian Renovations created Smart Reno. Hi, I'm Jeannie Becker. Smart Reno is a home renovation that's quick, easy, and affordable. Simply choose from the Smart Reno packages or work with award-winning designers to create a vision that is truly your own. With a guaranteed price and time frame, it's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Get your free, no-obligation instant estimate today at GeorgianReno.com.
Hi, it's Fido. Spring is coming, and so is this great phone we have for you. Bring some color to your life with the stunning iPhone XR, because now's the best time to do so. With the new Fido payment program, get the device you want on a selection of phones for as little as $0 down on select plans. Hurry, come in store or visit Fido.ca to discover our great selection of iPhones. Conditions apply. Fido, go get it.
660 time 326.
I got issues with Fido.
Hey, GameStop, big day of your financial markets and an emergency interest rate cut from the U.S. Federal Reserve. You don't see those every day. It's a bad situation when you do. The last one was 2008 at the depths of the financial crisis. But at 10 o'clock this morning, U.S. Central Bank announced a 0.5 percentage point cut to the benchmark lending rate. It didn't have the desired effect in that stocks are selling off on Wall Street. Dow right now down 600 points, 2.25%, 26,106. S&P 500 falls 2.1%. Nasdaq's down just over 200 points. Some of the more dramatic moves, though, are appearing in the bond market, and this is really spooking some traders. You got the 10-year bond yield in the United States below 1%. This is a record low. And that, let me tell you, doesn't point to anything good on the horizon, as we hear from Greg Taylor with Purpose Investments.
The bond market has been leading all the way through, and that's been the big tell for the entire year. When we started the year, the 10-year was around 2%, and then we broke below 1% today, and that's not a healthy sign. That's signaling there's a recession coming, and that's really hasn't been priced into the equities at all. So there's a big disconnect right now between the equities and the bond market, and if the bond market's right, the equities have a little further to go before we can try and find a bottom.
Yeah, again, Dow's down 520 right now after that uptick, that big uptick yesterday. On Bay Street, things looking a lot better. The TSX is down only 2 points at 16,550, and that's because of gold. The yellow metal rallies $42. $1,637 US dollars. The ounce. We've got Toronto-based Barrick shares up $1.20 at $27.69. Worst performer on the Toronto stock market, Kronos Group. Some disappointing results out of the sector yesterday. Kronos is down 13% right now, $6.94. Tilray had the big profit miss after the close last night. That's taken the whole sector down. Canopy Growth sliding 5.75% at $23.36 a share. All eyes on the Bank of Canada. It's got a scheduled interest rate cut tomorrow. It is widely believed to be planning an interest rate cut of its own. Canadian dollar down at 74.78 cents US. Hang tight. We got some big news out of Queen's Park after the 60 seconds of spots. It's the Ford government backing down on some of the education provisions. This is 680 News.
At No Frills, we like saving money as much as you do. So we're doing a frill-free radio spot using a robot assistant.
Hello, to help you save more and save the work of turning pages with your opposable human thumbs. Our digital flyers got more pages, more deals, and more PC Optimum offers than our printed flyer. Basically, more. And who doesn't like that? Even I would like that. And at least you have thumbs.
Get it at nofrills.ca/flyer. Earn more.
We didn't get new kids in the
more ways
middle of the school year and shit like that. I should remember this shit.
Ciao, I'm Dominic Rimucci. Next time you order, try our charcoal-infused pizza and enjoy a lighter and airier pizza experience. It may just become your new go-to favorite.
I'm not eating charcoal.
Italian and taste it.
I want the charcoal to cook the food.
We have rain in downtown Toronto and 3 degrees at Pearson. 680 News Time at the Double Tones, 3030.
#1 for news in Toronto. This is
680 News.
Here are Split Janet Ziminzik and James Monroe. Good afternoon. This is Tuesday, the 3rd of March.
Here's what's making news right now.
The province's education minister calls a snap news conference to announce the government has agreed to smaller class sizes for high school students and the option for parents
so they can
to
fucking
opt
handle
out
some
of mandatory
overcrowding.
e-learning.
Command post has been set up at
We
Summit
were
Heights
talking
Public
about
School near
kids.
Bathurst
Talking
and
about
Wilson as they
kids.
search for a missing 9-year-old boy.
Specify.
2 more cases of coronavirus in the province, bringing Ontario's total to 20, both with recent travel
How we
histories
go?
to the Middle
Okay,
East.
I was not listening. See, I don't listen
Making
when
a
I'm
couple
not
lineup
online.
changes as they start a trip out west
Why?
tonight against
Then
the
I'd
Sharks
already know
while the
what's happening.
Raptors visit the
That
Suns
just
in
ruined it for
Phoenix.
you.
Sports at 45.
At least this is going to get a genuine reaction
down
from
530 points even with the U.S. interest rate cut. TSX holding up a lot better. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 3:31.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Carrie Prunskis.
This report is brought to you by Roto-Rooter Emergency Services. Heavy delays on a number of routes across the GTA. This rainfall really slowing things down. You want to use extra caution anyway, but lots of punting and pulling to watch out for, especially in low-lying areas. And we have problems on the eastbound 401, just east of Yonge and the Express. The right lane is blocked. It's because of a stalled transport truck, but delays eastbound on the 401 across the city from the 427 to Victoria Park and the Express and all the way to Kennedy and the Collectors. Really heavy through this entire stretch. And then into the Durham region, it's backed up from Brock Road to east of Salem. Eastbound 409 is jammed, approaching Martin Grove onto the 401 ramps. Eastbound on the Lakeshore at BC Road, the left turn lane and the left lane blocked off because of a collision. Emergency crews are on that scene. So the eastbound Lakeshore, it's heavy from Jameson to just past British Columbia Road. And if you're taking the eastbound Gardner, expect delays over the Humber Bridge on and off to Cherry. Northbound Don Valley Parkway, that's backed up approaching Dundas to north of Lawrence. A slow go on the northbound 404 as you approach the 407 to north of 16th Avenue. Also delays through Stouffville Road. We had an earlier problem reported north of Stouffville Road. So watch out, might still have the right lane blocked there with the stalled vehicle. Northbound 400, that's already heavy from north of the 401 to Steeles. Delays again from Langstaff to north of Major Mackenzie. And it looks like we have a new problem westbound on the 401 approaching Highway 25. It's already jammed into Mississauga, westbound 401 from the 410 and the Collectors to west of Mavis, but now really heavy from Winston Churchill to Highway 25. Any updates appreciated at star 680. Flood or sewer backup, Roto-Rooter's plumbing and drain specialists will clean up, disinfect, and restore everything back to its original condition. Roto-Rooter, #1 in the #2 business since 1935.
Filled with
And now with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
All right, 5 to 8 millimeters so far has fallen here across the GTA, and most of that, over half of that, has just fallen in the last hour. So that heavy rain continues here for another hour, hour and a half before it gets lighter and then tapering off late this evening. But we will likely mix in some wet flurries across the north of GTA overnight tonight as we drop to a low of 1. And it's going to be on and off wet flurries tomorrow with some cloud, with some sun, gusty west wind, and a high of 4 degrees. Tonight we're down to a low of 1 degree. It is currently 3 degrees at Pearson.
This is 680 News.
We have breaking news from Queen's Park this hour, where Education Minister Stephen Lecce has announced some apparent compromises in the ongoing labor dispute with teacher unions.
680's Mark Douglas is there and joins us live with the latest, Mark.
Well, James, you can call it taking the high road, or you can call it blinking in a staring match, whichever you prefer. But both the Ford government and at least one of the 4 major Ontario teachers' unions have announced major changes after months of stalled negotiations. Education Minister Stephen Lecce withdrawing 2 of the major policies he's been pushing hard since the beginning of all this dispute, including...
I want to reassure students and families that they will not see significant changes to classroom sizes when they start school this fall. Today, I'm telling school boards a policy change of our government and a plan for a maximum funded average for secondary class of 23 students starting in the 2020-2021 school year. This means secondary class sizes are remaining effectively the same as this year.
And Lecce says parents will be allowed to opt out of online learning, those e-classes that have been so controversial. Also this afternoon, the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association says it is now willing to go back to the bargaining table as early as tomorrow, Wednesday, and keep those talks going Thursday and Friday if it seems worthwhile. Owecta was planning a one-day province-wide strike on Thursday, plus a massive rally that day with the high school teachers union. But even more than that, the president of Owecta, Liz Stewart, has issued in her statement saying, "We are prepared to accept the salary they have offered at the bargaining table," referring to the Ford government, "in order to bring stability and certainty into our schools and for our students and parents." And the statement goes on to say, "Furthermore, we will work within the funding amount for health benefits the government has proposed at our table as recently as last week." Now, in return for that, however, Owecta, the Catholic Teachers Union, wants the Ford government to abandon its plans for cuts and increasing class sizes. And because the Catholic Teachers Union issued their statement before the Education Minister made his statement here about 10 minutes ago, then it looks like the union is getting what they wanted here. The statement from Union President Liz Stewart also makes it very clear that the union is still extremely disappointed at how the province has been handling these negotiations, and we've heard similar comments from Stephen Lecce about his belief about how the unions have been handling the negotiations. Stay tuned. There's a lot more to unpack in this story as the afternoon develops. Reporting live from Queen's Park, I'm Mark Douglas.
Happening now in North York, Toronto police have set up a command post at Summit Heights Public School. They're searching for a 9-year-old boy reported missing.
He's not at the fucking school. That's where we know he isn't. That was the first place we knew he was.
He's described as 4'5" with blonde hair, average build, and a fair complexion. He was last seen wearing an orange jacket, dark sweatpants, and running shoes. Constable Alex Lee is telling everyone to keep an eye out.
Don't find anybody. They never find people. The public finds people.
If you're
There's good people in this city that
if you're in the
find
park, you can see any boy that matches this description, to please contact police immediately.
The boy was reported missing by his teachers and has not gone missing in the past. A photo of this child is posted at 680news.com.
This is 680 News. The spread of coronavirus is apparently not slowing down, with 2 new cases announced in the province today. 680's Alex Bloomfield is following the latest developments.
Health Minister Christine Elliott with details on the latest patients.
Both traveling from one from Iran, one from Egypt.
Both live in the GTA and are now in self-isolation. There have now been a total of 20 cases in Ontario. Meantime, the World Health Organization says while COVID-19 can be contained easier than the flu, its fatality rate is 3% higher than a regular flu strain. A Japanese minister did rule out the Summer Olympics being postponed today, but IOC President Thomas Bach responded.
We remain very confident with regard to the success of these Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020.
Italy now has the largest death toll outside China at 79. I'm Alex Bloomfield.
Here with All News Radio 680 News. Meanwhile, a new campaign was launched today to fight the stigma surrounding coronavirus. It's called Stop the Spread of Racism. 680's Mama Qureshi's at Nathan Phillips Square and joins us with more on what volunteers were handing out.
For about an hour, 2 people dressed head to toe in what looks like a white hazmat suit with the word "Stop the Spread of Racism" on the back handed out bottles of hand sanitizer. Thank you. The campaign done by the Chinese-Canadian National Council for Social Justice. Dr. Joseph Wong is a co-founder of the organization. He says Asian Canadians have been on the receiving end of discrimination because of the coronavirus fears over the past few weeks, including an incident he says took place last week at a hockey arena in Whitby.
But when the man realized that the father is Chinese, he let the whole team go to another corner of the ring rather than sitting together. So it is very, very hurtful.
At Nathan Phillips Square, I'm Alden Qureshi.
This is 680 News. Canada and other G7 countries are vowing to take action to deal with the economic impact of the outbreak of COVID-19.
As the coronavirus continues to spread globally, finance ministers and central bankers of the G7 held a conference call agreeing to use all appropriate tools to get a fiscal handle on this outbreak and its impact on global markets. Speaking in Halifax, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau warns Canadian businesses and entrepreneurs will feel the effects.
We will always look for ways to minimize that impact and perhaps give help where help is needed.
Soon after the conference call, the U.S. Federal Reserve announced it's cutting its benchmark interest rate by 0.5 point, the largest cut since the 2008 financial crisis. The Bank of Canada is set to make its rate announcement tomorrow. From a health perspective, the Prime Minister is confident the way the federal and provincial governments are handling the outbreak, noting the risk to Canadians remains low. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
It's me, the announcement system for Go Transit, here to announce kids 12 and under can now ride the Go for free. Kids can travel to Ripley's Aquarium for free. Did you know octopuses have 3 hearts?
You can legally kick them the fuck out of the house.
But I would give it all up just
Go,
for one
get
of
on a
those
train
hearts.
or bus.
I'd learn to love. So one day I could understand the love parents have.
Cameras on all of them. You literally can't lose the kid.
Discover more at gotransit.com/kidsgofree.
On city streets, a collision blocking access from the eastbound Lakeshore to BC Road. Cruiser on scene, and westbound on Albion approaching Martin Grove, delays because of a crash.
City Streets was brought to you by Area Rug Shop. The search is over. Find a rug to match your personality, style, and home at Area Rug Shop, with showrooms in Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, and Barrie. Visit arearugshop.ca.
At the 680 News gas price update, and Pro predicting the price will rise 2 cents at midnight to just under $1.08 a liter.
680 News Time 340. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.ca/Canada. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. It's the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive
that's how they marketed that
ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. That's ZipRecruiter.ca/CANADA.
To the police. Try it.
ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada.
You didn't spell it.
News Time 341.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. Carrie Frunskis.
This report is brought to you by EnerCare. Eastbound 401, east of Yonge and the Express, still have the right lane blocked because of a stalled transport truck. Heavy tow is on the scene, and heavy delays. Eastbound on the 401, jammed approaching the 427 to Victoria Park and the Express. Collector lanes very slow from Kipling to east of Kennedy. Into the Durham region, it's backed up eastbound 401 from Liverpool. Express and collectors on and off to east of Thixon. Eastbound 409, really slow from Highway 27 onto the 401 ramps. Now, westbound on the 401, busy across Toronto, anywhere from approaching McCowan, alternately express and collectors to Dixon, then jammed from the 410 express and collectors to west of Mavis, and it looks like that problem approaching Highway 25 is cleared. However, still a very heavy backup westbound 401 from approaching Winston Churchill to Highway 25. Northbound on the 400, heavy volume delays from north of the 401 to north of Teston. If you're traveling the northbound Don Valley Parkway 404, expect delays approaching Dundas to north of Lawrence, and from approaching Steeles to north of 16th Avenue. Looks like the problem north of Stouffville Road has completely cleared away. Southbound 404 Don Valley Parkway, that's backed up from south of Finch to south of Lawrence, and delays westbound Gardner from the DVP to west of Strawn, and again from about Jameson all the way to the 427. Northbound 427 really slow from the Gardner and the Express, and from Dundas and the collectors to north of Burnhamthorpe, and then slows again northbound 427 from the 409 to Finch. Heading into Brampton on the northbound 410, and that's jammed from Derry to Queen, but it looks like that collision southbound 410 at Queen has cleared away.
Machine.
Call the HVAC Whisperers at EnerCare today and save $40 off the furnace repair call. No one understands your heating system better because we EnerCare. Terms and conditions apply. And now with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsa. Hi. All right, Carrie, no fog advisories in place, but it is still very misty out there. Visibility is just about 1 to 2 kilometers, or even a little bit better in some spots. But this is going to be ongoing here through the evening, getting better overnight tonight. And the heaviest of the rain happening now. It'll start lightening up within the next hour, hour and a half. And overnight, mainly cloudy. We'll even break up some of this cloud, but some wet flurries expected to the north as we drop to a low of 1 degree. And you'll have to dress for wind chills of -4 tomorrow morning. Watch for some wet, well, obviously it's going to be wet, rain, snow showers on and off through the day tomorrow. West wind on the gusty side with a high of 4, and we're back into that sunshine. Good vitamin D on Thursday with a high of 5 degrees. Tonight we're down to a low of 1 degree. It is currently 3 degrees at Pearson.
Now the dynamic funds market minute to the business center. Here's Richard Southern.
Watching the Dow fall 622 points right now. So again, it's down to 26,102. Another 2 1/3% haircut for the Dow after a brief pick up yesterday. Today's downturn comes even as the U.S. Fed announced a surprise emergency interest rate cut. S&P 500 down 1 3/4% year late day. NASDAQ down 220. Bay Street looking a lot better in comparison. The TSX falls only 54 points to 16,498. Traders buying the gold miners in pretty big numbers here. Canadian dollar down 1/4 cent, 74.79 cents US. This is 680 News.
Research shows that households with a financial advisor save at nearly twice the rate versus those who don't. To learn more, visit dynamic.ca/advice.
So you went out drinking and you did the right thing. You left the car at home. Thank you. But did you know that if you drank a lot and stayed up late, you could still have alcohol in your system the next day and could register a warrant even if fail on a roadside screening device? It can take up to 12 hours or more from the time of your last drink for your BAC to reach 0. And only time, not sleep, coffee, or a shower sobers you up any faster. A message from Arrival App Drive Sober and ChangeTheConversation.ca.
Foresight is 2020. What a great time to gather your team and set the course for the year. Executive retreats, sales conferences, team building, they're all within reach. Just 45 minutes north of the GTA at Hockley Valley Resort. Enhance your company's culture. Build a better plan. Bring your team to Canada's most diversified resort, where our team will make your event a success. With ski, spa, golf, and winery. It's all here. Hockley Valley Resort. It's how we make you feel. Check us out at hockley.com.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Rain in downtown Toronto, 4 degrees. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Sljana Tominzik.
And I'm James Monroe. Here's what's making news right now.
Education Minister Stephen Lecce announcing the Ford government will agree to a cap of 23 students per high school classroom and the ability for parents to opt out of mandatory e-learning. The province's high school and English Catholic teachers set to strike on Thursday, but Lecce is asking the unions to instead return to the bargaining table. Go to 680news.com to see a photo of a 9-year-old boy who's gone missing in North York. Anderson Joseph Black was last seen this morning at his school, Summit Heights, near Bathurst and Wilson. He was wearing an orange jacket, dark sweatpants, and running shoes.
Time now for 680.
Look at me, I'll fucking watch him say nothing.
Thank you, Sljana. The Leafs have to play with more urgency down the stretch
But if they
this
thought
season.
that, they
Just
wouldn't
ask
give
the
a
GM.
fuck about
As recently as a week ago, 2 weeks ago, our chances were, in terms of how probable we were going to make it, weren't great. So I think that's forced us to have kind of a different mindset than we had in past years.
There is Kyle Dubas ahead of tonight's game in St.
For fuck's sakes, are you fucking kidding me?
P89 and that barrel slide is too cute. Hit up in the dome when they try ducking. It's still better than just standing there and trying nothing. You cutting heads off. You worried if you cut from the same cloth. You was playing Game Boy, niggas was playing Game Gods. Niggas Melly Rock on your block with they train on just to get hit up, can't make it. Like Trayvon, just stay calm. Niggas got yang on, it's stuff top. Man, I like Craig. He raised on, they paid on, debts and purchase more. But they only wanted 2 ounces for purchase for. You know we only wanted new houses that's on the shore. But my
That's doubling up. Not fucking microwaving this shit all day, huh?
in the court, playing these greasy loops. Every time I shoot, that ski mask turn to a toke. Still running that nation, a domination for Rook. P89 and that barrel slide is too cute. Hit up in the dome when they try ducking. Still better than just standing there and trying nothing. Kill them little pups, I'm a G-dog. I have him in the streets playing leapfrog. American muscle over a Tesla. Pulling out the bulldog is parked like a Presla. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal.
Hold on, let me get some pimpin'. Fuck you think you do it? I pull up in a Buick, blast this music. You know how we do it. Yeah. Like Montel Jordan and these Jordans. All these bitches is swarming. And still I ignore them. Yeah. Cause all these girls boring. Yeah. Anytime I come through, making girls get abortion. It's abortion. It's Charlie, you know me. Rolling in a Harley with shorty. I just hope you got the 40. 20 niggas in dark clothes and that's what we lord. Yeah. You should hear the arrogant names these niggas were calling. Yeah.
And that bitch was on car. Before Asian or Dream, we had a battery dog. Fuck them all, middle fingers for law. Win with the blase blah, hopping out of a car. I was asking them what's up with the top. Passerbys ask police what's up with the chalk. Another body, just another day. You acting like you ain't even know the war was underway. That's when we hit you from a blind side. Sitting in the jail and even thinking how the time flies. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal. I know they thought they were finished, they came with 3 rounds. Straight up out of G-Town, trains going eastbound. They used to talk about all these niggas, they know it's me now. Package get caught across the border, that's how we rebound. F4TG get Roni, AR Paisley, Trey Bars, we the hardest up in these streets now. You best not trespass here, baby, just keep out. We ain't fucking around with the steering if we gon' wheel out. You ain't got the metaphor, nigga, that's when that skill out. Big clock, big shot, knocking all of your teeth out. By now you know they all got heat. They got no bars, but all got beats. Trap music.
I can see the light. I'm touching the light too, the light in a straight line.
This is the least amount of problem we've encountered. This is the least amount of
the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, a native off the screw. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, a native off the screw. I have a few screws and most people don't. I'm a crazy little bastard, full-blown criminal, never shooting through for my warrior I have known. The game that I was shown, I keep to my own. I got an ill temper in a very short fuse. The patience that I got, you don't want me to lose. I'm known to blow up, I'm known for destruction, I'm known for the wicked. The wickedness of from the blood in my veins. That the ways I'll never change. I'm slowly going insane. She keeps fucking with my brain. I'm lost in the sauce, can't find my way out. I'm from a small town and we don't fuck around. You can hate all you want, shit ain't gonna stop. And I stomp up and down the block, we keep on romping. I'm romping and rolling and romping. This hut boy hustle shit ain't nobody stopping. The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, a native off the screw. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, a native off the screw.
Oh.
This is the least amount of problems we've encountered recording a song so far.
Coming up the wood, I'm a tough motherfucker. Slumming with the sword, I'm a rough motherfucker. They don't wanna catch me at my best, but at my worst. And that's exactly why I gotta put them in the dirt. You should see us go to work. Watch me hit him where it hurts. Watch me fucking hit him first. Watch me put
charge with every risk. This who cheated kinda cursed. FTP across my shirt. Yeah, fuck the population, fuck your life and occupation. I'ma watch you run away, it look like immigration.
Same grubby sweater since high school. Drugs out the vial, on file, on screens and vials. Survival of the fittest, I'm a walking pandemic. Try to take on me and do the jogging man with it. What's a champion scene without some sadness up in it? I know the world is ours, I'm just having a minute. Another dead man walking with a casket is in it. It's either a bucket or a habit I'm kicking. Conscience roll caller, is it cast in auditions? If you notice I ain't present, it's cause the past isn't finished.
Coming for the throat of anyone that is my enemy. Listen, little bitch, this is not what I pretend to be. Send an army, send your troops, send them in with camo suits. Come and catch me, make me pay. Word boy till my dying day. Word boy till my dying day. Word boy being sealed away. Word boy after I decay. I'm a fucking misfit with this fucking wristlet. Hit you with my fist, bitch. Bring it red like Christmas. Death is on my wish list.
The headphones ain't tangled and it's lost. Punk ass AirPods, if they ain't listening, it's their loss. No cat, no strings attached, fucking weird flaws. Down Jones crash, how we share flaws. Skip the empathy in my epitaph. Epithet, y'all my nemesis. Yeah, I said that with emphasis. Ain't no common ground or no common sense. Fuck your comments, that's the consequence when you on the fence. Kill it will, all my head is feral. I can't call them off. I can't call it dog. Shit, I'm probably wrong. Stay lifted and twisted like a fucking polygon. If you feeling froggy, get knocked back to a polywall.
Sure, you'll see the black dove, so don't push no more. When it comes to push and shove, I'll put you through the floor. Someone come and catch some smoke. I swear you'll be the one that choke. When I'm fucking angry, bitch, I'ma wipe out all your hope. I'ma smoke your fucking dope, cut you up like cantaloupe. Send you to the North Pole, inside of an envelope. Bloody up my suits again. Demons always play pretend. Cut them up with just a pen. I'm something you can't comprehend. Against me you cannot defend. Pain and fear you can't prevent. I'll make sure you feel suspense. Put you under the cement. Put you in the ground for talking down to a nihilist. Taking all these chemicals, I feel like I'm a scientist. Breaking my appliances, anger with the sciences. That is what my style is, and evil is my stylist.
How you smoking Percy's and Flip Jackson, the lighter thief. If you like the green shit, go full circle like a reef. Ain't it scary? Nixon, Katy Perry, say the Jerry, aviary. Hello, watch me blow through them buried. Revolutionary of the chicken berry. The pen should make the paper move, all the stationary. Can't sleep in my bed since you was up in it. Got me fucked up, choosing tough love for the cynic. Basic ass living for a heart that's acidic. How am I supposed to judge if everyone's a critic?
Times is hard, no doubt, different ways to struggle. No stranger to the racket of failure to raise a hustle. Plus what? About 20 bucks for a day's work. Out of luck, I turn the white tee into a gray shirt. Ain't no.
Oh, there it goes.
You ready now? Rip your shit. Thug shit. Straight up thug shit. What? Yo, from a young.
If you rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Late shots, nigga, rep your block. Mad game, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Late shots, nigga, rep your block. You ain't from mad game, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from.
3, 5, 7s and Mac 11s. Keep stepping, cock your weapon and stop yelling if you rep 187. I got niggas in the front ready, you're willing to split you down the middle just like a buzz. So walk but not with me. Below will not forgive me for shaking up your kidney. Cause you faking it Disney, my niggas living and shifty, pissy, really iggy, shiggy, 80s. I'm ready to burn the 80s. My dog's infected with rabies. Not even my barber can fade me. You niggas is crazy. Fuck a fight and learn what these challenges do. You can be as cuckoo as you are. I'm unbalanced too. Fixing the gun and I'm coming to rally you. Massacres splatter you. Run you off of your avenue while I laugh at you. The chronic sadistic demented raptures. My pigment under appearance igneous. Run you up the district.
If you rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Yeah, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. You ain't come around here, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. Star City where we blast shots. Then to the last block, your man mentality, cause all of us niggas stash rocks. Fuck a big game, rollers and feeling cash crops. Money growing trees just turning coke, leaf to crack rock. On the block, get a key, keep it padlocked. Innocent animals, watch your dog, jealous trash talk. You pack locks, you smoke weed, we head like Sash Marks. Fuck my niggas, dog, your son, they take you out of the sandbox. Better yet, I crash your plane, spit on the black box. Because he's highly trained, cocaine higher for that plug, me that hard. You with more eclipses, for instance, the same equivalent as a bed nail in the insects. Ridiculous. Most cats is sweet like licorice. I eat they cool fast, smoke niggas similar to cigarettes. You dig me yet? Better catch me, burn the ass. I pull off the burning fast, believe you colder than the Inuit. You rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Yeah, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. You ain't come around here, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from.
I'm from the city where they keep it gully. Pretty niggas rapping out of city, niggas homie. Checking trees, niggas screaming like OGs. All we do is OGs. Will you please? You small time like the little leagues. Pussy niggas bleed when they fuck with me. Turn like a track star when they fuck with me. I ain't buckshot, but I buck shots, homie. I pack the hollows for the cops only. It's all real in the hood. They call me abs and still. Beside my abs, they're still. I make you feel still in your abs for real. Cook coke like a gourmet chef, perfection. See my dough flow stack up, erection. Not mention me getting love for hoes. Attention, we don't love them hoes. Lazy spark the drill, double crack the mold. Niggas don't want wool cause they lack the toast.
Yeah, rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Yeah, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. You ain't come around here, best be holding your tongue. The bloody north where the soldiers is from.
BC Road, collision there is cleared. If you're traveling the Lake Shores, just typical volume in both directions. Heavier westbound, of course. Westbound Gardner is busy out of downtown all the way. DVP to the 427 and on to the QEW to Mississauga Road, as well as heavy drive DVP northbound heading up towards the 404 from Dundas to north of the 401 and Steele to north of 16th Avenue. Collision we had on the Bayview extension outside of Evergreen Brickworks has now cleared. Wednesday on BT, testing of a headband that can give you better night's rest, plus innovations from the Ray Evening Show.
Disrespectful whenever others look until I'm over the shit offensive. I'm pistolist, making bitches while spitting on instrumentals. You get the picture, I'm the sickest indigenous with the river, living never been the percentage of pussy. Can't be my family is legendary.
Downtown North York, Markham over to Pickering. Out through the west end, the rain is starting to get lighter. We still have a few more millimeters off late this evening. The misty conditions out there will also start to lift, and we're down to a low of 1 degree. But tomorrow it's going to be a few rain, snow showers, gusty west wind up to 40 kilometers per hour. And that's going to make our high of 4 degrees feel a little cooler. Tonight we're down to a low of 1 degree. It is now 3 degrees at Pearson.
680 News Time, 4:03.
With breaking news from Queen's Park, is it the breakthrough that could bring an end to the education labor dispute with the province's teachers? The Ford government has held a snap news conference this afternoon to announce what appears to be concessions on class size, among other things.
680's Mark Douglas joins us live with the latest. Mark.
That's right, Slajana. In what the education minister calls a 300-day-long dispute, we are now seeing big concessions offered by the Doug Ford government.
And enough is enough. It is time for a deal that keeps students in class.
And for one thing, Stephen Lecce is withdrawing his hard-fought policy on increasing class sizes.
This September, there will be no changes in classrooms in effect for a high school because they're 22.9 today and they will be 23. So they're effectively right now. Just pardon me. They're effectively the same. In elementary school, there is no change.
How do you get 22.9?
But for the high schools, Lecce could not specifically commit to capping This class size is at 23, only that the provincial average will be 23. Lecce also now willing to allow parents to opt out of those controversial e-learning classes, but Lecce is maintaining his offer of an only 1% wage and benefit increase. However, that now appears to be acceptable to at least one of the big four teachers' unions. So we're seeing compromise on both sides here. The president of the English Catholic Teachers Union put out a statement just before Lecce spoke, saying they can accept a 1% increase in exchange for the Ford government abandoning its cuts, especially class size increases. Now, that union, EAGLEZ, also saying they are willing to get back to negotiations tomorrow and keep talking if there's progress for Thursday and Friday. EAGLEZ had been planning a one-day province-wide strike on Thursday, plus a massive rally that same day here at Queen's Park with the public high school teachers. From the opposition NDP, Merritt Stiles says this is not what they're going to call a victory lap. They'll have to see how this all plays out. But she says the only thing that has changed, that she says has prompted these concessions from the Doug Ford government, is that earlier this week, the NDP and EAGLEZ forced the release of the results of the Ford government's own survey of parents on what they want to see with education, and the parents were against what the Doug Ford government was in as a majority. Reporting live from Queen's Park, I'm Mark Douglas.
And we have an update from Toronto Police. They say they found a young boy reported missing from his school in North York this morning. The 9-year-old was reported missing around 11 o'clock. Police are thanking the public for the help with the search.
This is 680
See a
News.
little last
Two more
white boy?
cases of
Yeah, everybody
coronavirus have
saw.
surfaced in the GTA, bringing the current number of cases in Ontario now to 20. Here's 680's Alex Bloomfield.
Health Minister Christine Elliott says the two new cases recently traveled to either Iran or Egypt, and both are now in self-isolation in the GTA.
We have 20 cases that have been identified in Ontario. 3 have been fully resolved.
The recent Ontario cases have all been tied to either Egypt or Iran. Iran reporting the most new cases today of any country, but its death toll has now been surpassed by Italy at 79. The World Health Organization Director General says the virus is much more deadly than a regular flu strain.
About 3.4% of reported COVID-19 cases have died. Seasonal flu generally kills far fewer than 1%.
However, the WHO believes containment is still possible as COVID-19 is not spread easily by asymptomatic patients.
4 days ago.
I'm Alex Bloomfield.
This is 680 News. Hazmat suit Torontonians handing out limited edition hand sanitizers with a twist today.
Two people wearing white hazmat-style suits with the words "Stop the Spread of Racism" written on the back are handing out bottles of hand sanitizer.
Stop the spread of racism.
Hand sanitizer? Yeah, the campaign is being run by the Chinese-Canadian National Council for Social Justice. Dr. Joseph Wong is a co-founder of the organization, telling me people in his community have been the target of discrimination since the coronavirus came to light.
You see a lot of these incidents in transit, in hockey arenas, in schools. It is extremely hurtful.
Meantime, people I'm talking to out on the street are heeding the medical community's advice and staying calm.
I think we'll be all right. I think the medical people of Canada and of the United States are doing the right job.
At Nathan Phillips Square, I'm Oman Qureshi.
This is 680 News. A jailhouse informant is testifying that the man accused of killing 22-year-old Tessa Ritchie in 2017 confessed to strangling her with a scarf. The informant says Kaylin Schlater confided in him when they shared a cell at a Toronto detention center in 202018. He said Schlater described meeting Tessa Ritchie in a bar, going to a hot dog stand with her and her friend afterwards, then taking Ritchie down an alley after her friend left. He said Schlater recalled making out with Ritchie in a stairwell and losing control when she told him she didn't want to go any further. Schlater has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder.
You're listening to 680 News.
It's an exciting new era in smart home security for homeowners and businesses across Canada. ADT is now ADT by TELUS. We're not just a new name. We're offering Canadians new lower pricing on smart security solutions to help automate and protect what's most important in your life. Say goodbye to the same old security options. Plans start from $25 a month with up to $1,000 in free equipment. Sign up today and get $5 off our premium plan, plus a free smart door lock for homeowners. Conditions apply. Visit ADT.ca for details.
Streets Gerard west of Maine at Norwood. All lanes are closed both ways for a collision investigation, and major delays approaching Lawrence and Leslie. Lane restrictions eastbound and southbound for broken water main repairs. Now, 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price will be creeping up 2 cents at midnight to about $1.07.9 a liter at most stations. In 60 seconds, traffic and weather together.
680 News Time 410. Being an entrepreneur means finding partners who align with my business vision and my values.
Sounds like a good model.
At BDC, I've succeeded in building a solid company that I can really be proud of. At BDC, being the only bank exclusively devoted to entrepreneurs means fully understanding our client's vision. So when we help you build your business, it's a business we can both be proud of.
Go further with BDC. BDC, financing advice.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I shouldn't. I just fucked it all up. The volume control is frozen. How the fuck is that?
I hate the way they look at us. I hate the way that they glare. I hate the way that they look at us. I hate the way that they stare. I hate the way they look at us. I hate the way. Yo, I like
come on. This is fucking ridiculous.
These feelings they have always seemed to coincide.
I'm still attempting to adjust the volume. However long
Sometimes I
I'm
even
doing
have to discuss suicide with these voices who used to be a guide. They used to help me, now they're sanctified. And the things they say and what they say makes me mortified. I can't help it, sometimes it sounds dignified. I have schizophrenia, that's a deal simplified. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. There's no reason for it to just easily do this. No, the fuck?
Y'all send me never did I warn you. Oh Lord, me tell you. Whoa, 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 whoa.
For fuck's sakes, man. Oh no, I don't know what it's doing.
We don't even know. Wet the block, we wet the block. I call the chopper, oh, oh, oh. Wet the block, we wet the block. No weather man even know. Wet the block, we wet the block. We rain it down on all you hoes. Wet the block, we wet the block. We don't even know. Wet the block, we wet the block. I call the chopper, oh, oh, oh. Wet the block, we wet the block. No weather man. Wet the block, we wet the block. We rain it down on all you hoes. Wet the block, we wet the block. On buildings we don't even go. Wet the block, we wet the block. I call the chopper, oh, oh, oh. Wet the block, we wet the block. The weatherman didn't even know. Wet the block, we wet the block. We rain it down on all you hoes. Wet the block, we wet the block. On buildings we don't even own. Wet the block, we wet the block. I call the chopper, oh, oh, oh. Wet the block, we wet.
on the mic with you now, man. Straight to Holly. You know who producer that? Yo. Yo. We them zones, nigga. We don't fuck around. We don't fuck around. We don't fuck around. Yo.
Holy fuck, eh? This is
Hey, yeah, nigga, yeah. Siempre activo la llega. Superman, man. Nunca paró. Tell the nigga what's up, my nigga on the street with the mom. ¿Tú me entiendes? Yeah, it's the motherfucking Super Nag, man. It's the Nag motherfucking daddy, nigga. Experience explain going up, nigga. Oh, yeah. I just took a blast of booty down before I wrote this shit so I could better exhibit to niggas with copies. You niggas is miserable and hopeless. I don't fuck with you jokers. You look in my eyes and you can tell that I'm focused. Staying up late night with the smokers. 7 ounces on the chokers. Hypnosis, jacuzzi, water, soakers. Lock. Beat you like a pinata, my niggas shooters not the type to put the fire to the cuchara. On the run from La Jara, Lo Mono, La Poli, Lo Puerco, the Pigger, the Po, the Mina, the one time trying to lock me for dumb crime. Show up at the bar where I unwind, nigga play their gun, reflecting the sunshine. Happy to this life that ain't for the buttercup. Open up a little boutique and they assume it's a cover. Naturally, half-fashionally, toss a couple drops of water in the work and watch it define gravity. Bougie women call me your majesty. Accurately slap the key in half and bring the pack with me on the Trappers Creek sauce. When I used to shit my juniors, niggas would laugh at me. Now they watch your son dancing like Bush Cassidy. I'm on top of the game. Feed a shorty couple dunkers and watch her hop on the plane. Feel the cool breeze that come before the tropical rain. Make sure the shoulder drop it in the flame and then I chop it for change. Unexpected, come on.
Chop it for change.
Yeah, these niggas is mad, they couldn't make a spark. Couldn't believe a little guppy ate the shark.
Guppies eat sharks.
Unexpected, come on. It break your heart. These niggas is mad, they couldn't make a spark. Couldn't believe it, the little guppy ate the shark.
I had to laugh at niggas. I hate to use the N-word. Cool dope for hope, cause I've been broke. We chopping up the coke. Got the block rocking like the boat. The block will be chopping like the soap. The fiends be on the float. And if a nigga diss, grab the rope. We jump real high. Suicide. The left is how the homies ride. No time for phony lies. Lines be like genocide. A renegade. Lemons to lemonade. Forgive me for my sinning. Drug dealing. Fly Lennox, Latin women. Medellin, this is Ochoa's return. Will these fuck boys ever learn? Forever be my turn. Stack chips, never let it burn. Slicker than your wig on a perm. Make it never see the God. And yeah, I break bread to see the God. The feds see me how I feed the squad.
Oh, they are in there. Fucking in the bottom. I need something with a clock. It's 4:18. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
Catch me doing cartwheels, cause I'm on a lot of drugs, sliding like I.
It's 8 seconds every fucking time. That's enough to be irritating.
Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them.
No love, no love, no love. Remember when you owe money to those Asian guys in Montreal? You're lucky, they from the 90s and they know me. You're trying to shoot you with a 12-gauge shorty, that's what you told me. I came to Montreal to save you, to bitch you. Never judge you for smoking hard, told you I used to sell that. That's crap, your family member. Nowadays, you finally change, you're acting insane. Always talking about money, you ain't rich dude. Your fancy cars don't impress me. I've been there, done that, Fairfax. Ruckus like Carlitos, the way your niggas is fake. My cousin Liz is a fool. Didn't come when we invited you, fuck you. Think you're the hardest, but when you actually the weakest. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah. It's rockers. It's rockers. It's who? Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah. My friends love me. That's all I need. My friends love me. Listen, come to the family reunion last summer. Fuck you and your mama. I'm over it now. I wear the crown, respected everywhere. Bitch, you never there. Not even cold. Who you try to provoke? End up getting choked. This is mutual, but uncontrolled. For big friends with the same garbage. Big knowledge. Bitch, I'm a problem. 38 revolver. If you cross that line, that's right. Cause I'm a psycho, a sicko with a good heart. That showed them all that first, and they turned into I don't know what the fuck. Made my cousin Mervin and my head must have been y'all. Come on, dog, just me and my girl and a gun. Slum connected like the mafia. Yo, don't know nada. Ask mom and dad. They ain't got the answers. Getting more from strangers. Fans been holding me down. I got the juice now. Holding me down. I got the juice now. It's ruckus. Family problems, I know how to solve them. Friends problems, I know how to solve them. Family problems, we know how to solve them.
421.
Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah. Some of the kids, man, I don't even know, man. I don't know what it is. Yeah. And all y'all, all family members in Montreal, y'all missed my last year in 2018 for the show. 2018. Fuck out of here, man. All I needed, even my friends too, I was saying my ex-friends, I was saying all I need was support, know your fucking money, know your toys. That's your master, motherfucker. I got my own shit. That's what I get, huh? No love, no love, no love. That's what you get, huh? No love, no love, no love. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Family problems, we know how to solve them. Friends problems, we know how to solve them. Yeah. It's a rocket. Check, salute me or shoot on me, man. Duck off. Nobody cares. Year 2020, man. Yeah, album. Big shout out to my fans. I love y'all, man. We're gonna get some free rockets gear soon, nigga.
Oh, I'm waiting. I'm totally waiting for that. There's a broken machine. Broke up.
with a wide selection of restaurant quality